Hi, I'm Scott Doonbeer from Act 4 Publishing.
And I'm Kevin Gardner of 12 Gauge Comics. We're here to tell you about our Kickstarter campaign for Jason Pearson's Body Bags Artist Edition. As many of you know, Jason passed away in December of 2022. He was a dear friend of mine, and in my opinion, one of the most talented comic book creators to ever work in this industry. His work for Marvel and DC on books like X-Men, Deadpool, Spider-Man, Batman, Harley Quinn, and so many others was well regarded. But no matter what he did, it always came back around to body bags. His wildly controversial and wildly successful creator-owned series that debuted in 1996. And all these years later, we're still talking about it. Now let me hand it over to Scott, who is the Eisner Award-winning creator of the Artist Edition format. He'll tell you a little bit about that and why he wants to do this book.
Jason Pearson was someone that I worked with over the years when I was the editor-in-chief at Wildstorm. He was a friend of mine. He remained a friend throughout his life. Incredibly talented guy. I wanted to do something that would solidify his legacy, and I thought the best way I could do that was to put together an artist edition. It takes original comic art and prints it in a format that is as close as possible to what the original art looks like. So you're talking about a book that is printed the same size. This book will be 12 by 17 inches, and it will be scanned in color so you can actually see all the little nuances that make original art unique. Everything as close as possible to the actual intent of the artist. And that's our tribute to Jason.
On top of the Artist Edition hardcover, we have two other books we'll be offering in this campaign. Both are 64 pages in length. Both are 8-inch by 12-inch in size and perfect bound. Really nice presentation. The first is called Locked and Loaded, and it is a Jason Pearson sketchbook. It's a convention-style book that has all of his private commission artwork that most people have never seen. The other is called the Artist Edition Plus book, and we're doing that because Jason never sold a single page of his body bags work. That's from the sequential pages, but also the character designs, early concept art, all the way through the final pages he was working on before he passed away.
If you back the book and you get the two ancillary books, you'll be receiving more than 300 images by Jason Pearson that have never been printed in this format. So this is an incredible opportunity. If you're a fan of Jason's, this is a great project.
We've also got some add-ons as part of our campaign, like trading cards and print sets and some really great looking stuff. And I also want to say, if you back Jason's campaign in 2015, we have a very special offer for you too. So please go check out our campaign page. Thank you so much for listening to the video, and thank you for your support. Body bags.
What's up? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to my Wednesday comics. We made it. I'm a little later than normal, but we're here. We made it. I was just watching that Body Bags trailer again, Body Bags Artist Edition trailer, and they sent out a notification or an email update this morning. Let me look at it. So they're at $92,000, $92,107. And they have 7 more days to go in their campaign. So they are killing it. The hope, they've hit every one of their stretch goals let's see. Just scrolling here. If I was more prepared, I would have set up so I could scroll through this with you guys. Okay, so their last stretch goal is 100K. And if they hit that stretch goal, they will reach the max amount, 240 pages in the book. Right now, they are at 232 pages, so 8 more pages to go. And I really, really hope that they hit it. $8,000 more to go to hit that stretch goal. Selfishly, I want them to hit it so that I can get the max amount of Jason Pearson pages when my copy comes. So that's why I keep playing that darn trailer, hopefully to convince everybody to back that campaign. I know it's a little bit pricey, but if you are a fan at all of his work, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be done really well. I have full confidence in Scott Dunbier and Act 4 Publishing. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So go back that campaign if you can. If you haven't heard of it, if you want to, please go back that campaign. I put the link in the chat. Anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for joining us on My Wednesday Comics, November 13th, 2024. We are on our way to the end of the year, which is crazy. I know yesterday on stream we were talking about holiday. Oh no, it was Awesome One. That's right. Awesome One was starting to kick in with the holiday carols. And I was telling him it's too soon. And it is and it isn't, because we are almost upon that season. But it's amazing how fast this year is flying by, how we are going to hit the end of the year any moment now. And so much is going on. But yeah, there's comics to be discovered and to be found. I do have a limited amount of time today, a little less than 2 hours. I always think like 2 hours sounds like a long time, but before I know it, it's done because I talk too much and I have to catch up on chat, and it takes me 20 minutes on average to catch up on chat. So let me get ahead right now so that I don't fall so far behind. Cranberry Langers is here. What's up, Cranberry?
This is a cranberry full of power.
Cranberry Langers was philosophizing. He was speaking of his mind, of why we are all here. What is our existence? Why are we on YouTube? What's going on? Why is Rocky streaming 2 days in a row? Yesterday, if you didn't catch it, I did my master study stream of Mobius, inking Mobius, this great Mobius page. We got through a lot of great stuff. Check that out. That's in my Mobius Master Study playlist and also in the live stream category on my page. Check it out. We've got, I think that was my 5th live stream on that Mobius page. I'm guessing I probably need 2 more sessions, live streams to finish that page. But we are well on our way, and I'm really super excited. And just based on conversation yesterday in the chat, we had some great votes for what could maybe the next page. Who knows? I had some pages in mind that I thought I was going to do. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 threw out some great suggestion, really great suggestion, which has made me second guess what I think might be the next page. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the chips fall. But yeah, those master studies are going great. Mobius one's going great. I'm excited of how it's turning out, and hopefully we will get that one done. Probably, I'm guessing by next week should be done. Today, I was super excited about the comic books that I knew were coming in. There are quite a few, but there's 2, 3 in particular, which were like top of my excitement level of a weekly book. So we'll get into that. But if you remember, yesterday I mentioned that I got a package about an hour before I streamed yesterday. And so I knew that I wanted to share that with you guys today, unbox that in today. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to do the unboxing, whatever this may be. I think I know what it is. It's always this weird interplay of like, I read the return address, so that kind of gives me a clue. I kind of like to be surprised what it is, but at the same time, I don't want to be too surprised, in case I open up something that is not what I'm expecting and might not be anything to do with this stream. So there's always just like, should I peek and make sure I know what I'm opening? But I also like it to be, when I first see it, you guys first see it. So this one is kind of in that category of like, I think I know what it is, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, we will explore that together. So Cranberry Langers, what's up? How are you doing? We're men whose existences are dreamed by someone. Someone, that's right. You are philosophizing. Philosophizing? Is that the right word? You are philosophizing, philosophically speaking. Whatever. My brain's not there today to catch up with it. On a turtle's back. You got it. Comrade Sammy is here. What's up, Comrade Sammy? How are you doing? Yesterday, you peeked in and out, but great to see you again. Ninja's in the house. Very tired right now. I feel ya. I'm a little tired too. I think it's tough. There's a few different kinds of tireds. One where you're sitting at your desk all day, tired. And the other kind of tired is like when you're running around, like in and out of the house, running errands, putting on different hats, house hat, work hat, family hat, all these kind of hats. That can be tiring too. And also I was on a really late meeting last night, like super late. And that's kind of dragged into today. So it's a little sluggish. Had to hit my iced coffee just now. But I'm with you, Comrade Sammy, but we will get there together. Make that coffee, get that caffeine so that you can stay with us. Like I said, I have less than 2 hours, so I won't keep you too long. But hopefully enough of Wednesday action to keep you interested, keep the conversation fun, and expose you to some awesome comic stuff today. Cranberry Langer says, I'm just daydreaming. Are you, Cranberry? I don't know. It seems like more than just daydreaming. Mark's Music Obsession. What's up, Mark? Just walk through the door. It's time to pull up. Man, all my like analogies and metaphors are really off today, and vocabulary. Time to pull up a chair. That's what I meant to say. Get comfortable. Kick your feet up. Pop the stream on your large TV, Mark. Give your mom a kiss. MMO, MOM. We are here. As far as I know, we've got the captions going on. We're set. So come on, Mark. The water's just fine. I don't know, guys. Happy Wednesday, Rocky and Comrade Sammy. Yes, happy Wednesday. It is good to be a Wednesday. Wednesday, hump day. When comics come in and you hit that Wednesday point, it's like you put your stake in the ground, gives you a little bit more energy to get to the weekend, a lot more reading material for sure. And you're like, okay, I did it. I made it halfway. I got it in me to make it a couple more days. So happy Wednesday to everybody. Christmas carols? No, I'm not ready for them. It's only Christmas. That's what I thought. See, Comrade Sammy, I don't know if you were in the chat yesterday. That was my understanding. But people are saying it's starting earlier and earlier and earlier. Like I thought the radio stations don't kick in with Christmas stuff until after Thanksgiving. Could be wrong about that. But I hope that's the way it goes because I'm not ready for the Christmas-y spirit to get in here any earlier. I hope you guys have great Thanksgiving plans. I have no idea what we're doing for Thanksgiving, to be honest. I don't think I'm definitely not seeing any family this Thanksgiving. Usually it like alternates every other Thanksgiving. But I'm not sure what we're doing. What day is it Thanksgiving? This is important information here. Thanksgiving is on the 28th, right? Yes. Will I be streaming the day before Thanksgiving? That'd be kind of weird. I don't know. We'll see. Holiday carols. What the crap is a holiday carol? A New Year's Eve carol? A Thanksgiving carol? Oh, man. It's philosophizing. Thank you. Philosophizing. Yes. First the unboxing, next the revolution, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Oh my gosh. That's right. Original Ghostbusters. Nice call. All right. Well, here we go. Here's the guy that started the whole Christmas Carol debate yesterday.
Yes! That's awesome!
Awesome one. Had some ice cream from DQ with mom. Reese's Blizzard. Ooh, that sounds really good. Reese's Blizzard. My son just told me about Reese's Pieces flavored ice cream. And he said that was really good. I don't know if it was from Dairy Queen or not, but that sounds delicious right now. Let's see. We're in the tiredness together. That's right, Comrade Sammy. We can be tired together. It's fine. I do feel like I need to. You know what it was is like I had a late call, and then there was a basketball game that I recorded that I wanted to see. It was kind of a big deal, this particular game. So I stayed up and watched that game after my call. I finished my call at about, it was like 10 something. It was a Zoom call too. So it was like, those Zoom calls like suck the life out of my soul. And I got ready for bed. I had already eaten dinner. Got ready for bed. Sat down, watched the game, which was about 2+ hours. And then I fell asleep towards the end of the game. Stayed up again to finish the game. Yeah. And then you feel kind of like, yeah, you're off. It was a mess. Awesome One's feeling energized. Great. You can help carry us forward, Awesome One. Peak is your mountaineering in and out of the chat or being too loud. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. The OG chat. What's up, the Mod Squad? What's up, Mod Squad? That is not the kind of YouTuber that I ever thought I would be. So that just broke the mold. That's it. That's the end of times. Next thing you know, you're going to see a thumbnail of me going, "Hey, comics. Oh, That's it. I broke the mold. Sorry about that. That just slipped. Merry Christmas, y'all. Yes, I do want to put up some decorations this Christmas. Lights, possibly. We always get a tree. Are you guys a... First poll. Here we go. It's getting crazy. Are you guys a real tree or fake tree for Christmas? Starting a poll. My family, we are real tree. I grew up actually with a fake tree, and our fake tree was white with white. So it's like, I've seen some fake trees that have like the fake snow on it. It wasn't that. It was just white. Maybe it was the cool thing in the 70s. But that's what I grew up with. That was my understanding of Christmas, this white tree, fake tree. You'd put it would be color coordinated where you put the leaves into the holes on the trunk, and assembling it was a thing for us for Christmas. But since I became an adult, which arguably has still yet to happen, my wife and I always loved real trees, just the smell of the tree, just the real, specifically the smell, going out and choosing it at the tree lot or whatever. And so, and our tradition is after Thanksgiving, day after Thanksgiving, we go get our tree. So that's fun. That's always fun. Strapping it on top of the car and picking out decorations and all that kind of stuff is fun. So yeah, after Thanksgiving, let's do it. 93 Christmas songs of Pentatonics. Wow. Pentatonics. I love that group. For those of you who don't know, click on that link from Awesome One. Pentatonics is this amazing a cappella group that won a reality competition called The Sing-Off. Nerdy. Another nerdy aspect of my life, but yeah, I love a cappella music, and those guys are incredible. They've been so good ever since they won the competition and went on tour. I got to see them in person. Incredible a cappella group, and I'm sure one of their hottest sellers is their Christmas albums. They keep coming out with Christmas albums relatively once a year. I mean, every year, I think. They've got a few. And their renditions of Christmas songs are some of the most played during the holidays. So it's kind of like Mariah Carey's Christmas album. I think she makes the most off of that album, or even off that one song, over anything else she's done. So if you ever are on your way or you have a desire to become a musician or a pop star, my advice to you is put out a Christmas album and you'll become a gajillionaire. Don't hate me for harassing you, Rocky and Comrade Sammy. All good feelings towards you guys. I don't feel like you're harassing us at all, Cranberry Langers, so no need for the apologies. I recommend going to a Pentatonix Christmas concert. Holy moly. I almost knocked over my phone. Yeah, their in-person concert. It was like right after they won that competition. This is so off the mark of this channel, but here we go. Right after they won that competition, they went on tour, and I got to see them. I was lucky enough to get to see them perform here, locally here, and it was before they were super famous. They were like relatively famous, but it was an incredible concert. So I can't even imagine what their concerts are now because they're seasoned and have done this a long time. But they're incredible, really good. Cranberry, honestly, I can't complain. I do my fair share of harassing. You got philosophizing right on the second try, Rocky. Well done. Ice creams all around from Baskin Robbins. Yeah. I think I needed to see it written out there. So philosophizing, that makes sense. But hearing it in my head, I got stumbled up. So apologies. Comrade Sammy says, my tiredness is my own fault, really. My dumb brain keeps me up all hours of the night. It's possibly also due to the fact that you watch so much YouTube, Comrade Sammy. Late night, all hours. Comrade Sammy says, real trees all the way. Where are we at in the poll? I'm looking right now. We are 50-50 in the poll, 6 votes. So I'm not ending this poll yet until I get a definitive win. 50-50, real or fake. Cranberry Landers likes the air horn. Thank you very much. Real if I can get it, or if I planned it in advance enough. Yeah. Real's the way to go. We used to go to we used to do the whole, when we were younger, we used to do the whole, you go to the tree, farm, and you go and you pick your tree and you cut it yourself, and it's this experience and blah, blah. Now we just go to Home Depot now, and it's super cheaper, way cheaper than if you go to a Christmas tree farm. And they're all kind of bundled in the corner, and you have to figure out if they look good once they're unbundled. But that's good enough for me. The whole going to a tree farm and all that kind of stuff is fun, especially when your kids are younger. But it's very involved and very expensive. And I'm like, we don't need that. But we do like the real tree and the real tree smell. And yeah, just the way that it looks and feels and all that kind of stuff. Did real trees since birth then was wait, 0 cleanup from fallen dead stuff and the cat isn't climbing it, fake all day? Fair enough, awesome one. Yes, as our trees get older, or as time goes on in December, and even if you watered it, they start wilting a little bit. Our ornaments sometimes drop. Our cats, my cats, they will chew on the bottommost branches, and I'll see cat throw up with tree nettles all in it. It's not cool. So I don't think they would do that with a fake tree. So fair enough, awesome one. I can get on board with that thinking. We tried to keep it alive past New Year's. You recut it and add that sounds like a lot of effort. And then you had a shorter tree after a while, right? Yeah. Keep the water fresh every day. Yes, I try. Aspirin. I have not tried aspirin. I'm a sucker for the gimmick, and I get the little Christmas tree water thing, whatever. Not water thing, but the Christmas tree food or whatever they call it that you put in the water. It probably doesn't do anything. It's probably just aspirin in water. But whatever. It's easy. Mark Music Session says poll results are in. We are still at 50-50. 6 votes. We got to get more people watching. Where's John? Get more people watching. Get that poll. I want a definitive answer on that. I'm not gonna agree with 50-50. I really like Wonderful Christmas Time by the Beatles. Feliz Navidad. It's classic. Just made some AI songs using Bible verses. Very first one is Jammin'. Huh. All right, awesome one. I'm gonna put it out there. You gotta give us a link. You gotta post that and give us a link, and we will be the judge of your Bible verse AI songs. How is Fake Tree winning? Comrades, it's not. It's tied. Real trees are way better. Sammy, we used real trees for decades. It got to be, and yes, yeah. YouTube definitely plays a part in why I have bad sleep. That's why they have YouTube channels that put you to sleep. I loved Christmas Tree Farms. We got to pet Randolph. Randolph, the phony baloney Christmas pony. That's really cute. I thought it was a typo for a second. That's really cute. It's fun, but it's expensive. You don't cut the bottom each day, but just once after you first get it. Okay. I imagine it's like you cut it every week and it just gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Now I want to make some AI Christmas songs. Do it. We also got to sit around a bonfire with hot chocolate, hot cider, cooking some marshmallows. It's fun. No link. I'm shy. Awesome one. Boo. Yeah, it's fun. All the Christmas stuff. It's fun. It definitely is over-marketed and commercialized. But at the end of the day, when you are like around a bonfire, you are with a bunch of family or friends that, you care for, it's fun. I love the, buying gifts and opening presents and telling each other why we loved you during the year kind of stuff. All the mushy stuff. It's good. It's really good. And it's a great time. Hopefully it's a great time for people. I know some holidays can be not so great for people based on history or, strained relationships with family or whatever. I know sometimes holidays can be tough, but it is a great time to kind of slow down and think about the year and appreciate. It's fun. I love that it comes right after Halloween and Thanksgiving. It kind of sets the mood. So it's good. It's good. Just not too soon. Not too soon. The homemade fries are getting cold. Gonna eat soon. Do it. That sounds great. Okay, let me get to the unboxing. See, this poll is still 50-50. Let me get to the unboxing. Maybe some people will stumble in here and tip the poll for us. So, where are we? Boomy. All right. Here we go. Decent sized box. This box came from Stuart Ing Books. I don't know if you guys I've mentioned Stuart Ing Books a number of times. I've bought plenty of stuff from Stuart Ing Books. They're a store in Southern California. I've been to their actual store. And if I ever go back, the last time I was at their store was pre-YouTube channel. So if I ever go back, I will definitely try and film it if Stuart would let me. It's not that big of a store, but it's jam-packed full of amazingness. Artist books, hard to find art books, comic books, not like current comic books, like back issue kind of stuff, all sorts of stuff. And Stuart actually, he has he goes to comic book conventions, and he usually has a booth and is selling all his stuff there. He's a well-known commodity in the art collector book market and the comic market, animation market, all sorts of stuff. Nice guy, very nice guy. Great store. and you can easily spend a lot of money at the store. And then he also has ties to the French market. He goes to France, I think, once a year at the very least. He goes to a French convention out there called Angoulême, which is kind of like the graphic novel bande dessinée convention there. They're equivalent to Comic-Con, but cooler and more European. And I think he has either distributor ties there or just ties with specific artists. But yeah, he imports a lot of French books into the American market. So anyway, he's got great taste, and I get his newsletter. I don't know if anybody wants to like put the link in the chat. StuartIngBooks.com is his website. So yeah, you can see all the different kind of things he has there. And they do a great job of just shipping stuff and packing stuff and communicating. Just a well-run machine. Thankfully, it's not local, or else I would be broke out of my mind if that store was close by me. But I do on occasion order stuff that I can't get up here through him. So this is what I thought it was. And let me see. Let me go to here. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. Boop. So this is the art of Mike. Let me just make sure that's in focus. There we go. The Hell, Ink, and Water, the art of Mike Mignola. And I've actually seen this at my local comic book store, in bookstores. And this is, so Mike Mignola had a gallery show at this gallery, Philippe Labaum Gallery. I think it's in New York, if I'm not mistaken. I'll find out in a second. But he had a gallery show of his like original work, specifically some new watercolor paintings he did, and then some ink pages from like Hellboy. And they scanned all the stuff that was in the show and produced this book. Like I said, I have seen this book is sold. So they were able to distribute it through comic book stores. So it's readily available. The reason why I got it from Stuart Ing Books is hopefully, yep. Yep. It's signed right there. Mike Mignola, signed by Mike Mignola. And it wasn't that much more expensive than if I just ordered the regular book. It was just like a pre-order. And it was like, and you can get it signed by Mike Mignola. So I was like, okay, cool. So that's why I got it. So yeah, this was produced by IDW, which they do before Scott Dunbier left to form his own outfit, Act 4 Publishing. He used to work for IDW and did all the artist edition books. I'm not sure if he had a hand in this one. I don't think so. I think this was after he left. Oh no, he is the editor on this one, so it's going to be good. But yeah, it's a gallery book of Mignola stuff, and he's a really good, I mean, there's no question Mignola's a great artist. We often see his comic stuff, pen and ink stuff, but his watercolor stuff is really nice too. Lovely, 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 lovely stuff. The smell of a fresh tree in your house, putting up the family ornaments, watching people unwrap their gifts, fun times. That's right. Is this a kissing book? No, it's not a kissing book. Rocky was talking mushy stuff, and that quote popped into my head. Yeah. Why am I talking? I was talking mushy stuff a little bit yesterday about humanity and broken people, or, you know, awesome stuff here. There's definitely a skull theme here. I don't know, Mike Mignola, man. He just has boiled down the essence of who he is as an artist to a T, perfection. Like everything that he creates just oozes Mike Mignola. And it's beautiful, really beautiful stuff. These are 200 by 293 millimeters. That's not very big. 200 by 280 millimeters. That's not very big. Why you gotta be in millimeters, guys? The gallery. Oh yeah, I didn't look. Yeah. It's in New York, West 24th Street. It would be so cool to see this stuff in person. Some of the people, I think it was after New York Comic Con this year that people posted. They went. It was happening at the same time as New York Comic Con, so they would go to Comic Con and then they would go see this gallery of Mignola stuff, if I'm not mistaken. And they posted pictures of like the original paintings. It would be so cool to see his stuff in person. But he for sure has a skull theme going on. I love it. This is great. Oh yeah, he did a Pinocchio book with the Lemony Snicket author. It was like a crowdfunding book. It made a lot of money, but I didn't back that. This is cool though. Like I'm wondering if it's funny because he must be looking at skulls, but at the same time they're very Mignola-fied, so I wonder if he's referencing it or he's just kind of pulling this stuff out of his head. That's great. The screw-on head. He did a great comic, one-shot comic called The Amazing Screw-On Head. Super silly, but a funny character in the Hellboy universe. And he literally had a screw-on head. I have it over there. I won't pull it out. I'm going to run out of time if I pull it out. Maybe next time. I should do something on Mignola. Or do oh gosh. His black and white work is so amazing. Yeah, I should do some sort of stream or something on Mignola stuff. I love it. This is a cover from a Hellboy book. Oh, this Alien versus Predator. That is so cool. I would love to see these originals in person. Yeah, the black and white originals in particular. I have quite a number of Mignola books. The Art of Hellboy, I think, is one of the books I has, and it's similar to this. It has like paintings and black and white art, scans of black and white art. So it's not like this is anything different, except these are things that were in this gallery show recently. So some of these pieces I've never seen. This great with Lobster Johnson. The strengths of Mignola stuff are he is one of the best graphic composition guys in the business. He tells such a crazy, incredible story in one image. And his storytelling, his pacing in his books is like so signature. He's masterful with like doing these like cutaway shots of like random objects in the room or something, like, and it just sets this like mood, like such a mood and like a pacing that nobody else can do, or a lot of people try and copy it. But he just his style, the beauty of his style, the simplicity of it, but really incredible sense of composition. Thank you, Cranberry Langers. Yeah, there's the link, guys, to Stuart Ing books. Proceed with caution if you ever go into his website, because it's good. And I will say, if you do order anything from their site, their shipping is not that bad. The shipping costs are not that bad, depending on what you order. But their communication and the speed at which they ship and how well they pack their stuff is really good. They run a tight ship. So I'm so appreciative of just the stuff that they make available and are able to sell. This is really cool. Oh, inked by Kevin Nolan. No wonder why it looked different. A lot more detailed than a normal Mignola stuff, especially these kind of hatch lines here. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. See these kind of hatch lines? This is not very Mignola. This like cross hatching here. Mignola just goes like hard graphic, like black and whites, sometimes a little bit of feathering here and there. But he rarely, especially now in his later work, does anything like so intricate as this kind of hatching. So that's why I was like, wow, this looks different. And sure enough, this is inked by Kevin Nolan, who this is very signature Kevin Nolan. The pairing of them, the two of them, is a great pairing as far as Mignola doing the pencils and Kevin Nolan inking him, because Kevin Nolan and Mignola both are incredible with their sense of dark and light and shadowing, but Kevin Nolan adds so much texture here and there, so respectful to what Mignola has drawn, but adds his own flavor to it. This is great piece. A Red Sonja cover. That's awesome. Yeah, just like such bold graphic use of blacks. Demon, great character. Yeah. I feel like Mignola was influenced. He's got Kirby in his stuff, like really dynamic, blocky characters like this. This looks like an old piece. War on Frogs. Maybe 2008? I think that's what that 8 means. And Mignola is a great designer. Like his instincts of design are so spot on. He was hired to design on Batman the Animated Series when it originally came out. He was hired to design on that Disney film Atlantis, Lost in Atlantis, which was so different for a Disney film, but he was one of the main designers on that. He designed on obviously the Hellboy movies and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he's so good with his designs. This is great, from Giant Robot Hellboy, which was a book I picked up. I think they're working on a new one too, a new miniseries for Giant Robot Hellboy with Duncan Fegredo, who I'd argue is the second best Hellboy artist behind Mike Mignola. Duncan Fegredo, not talked about enough, that artist, but he's so good. I love this composition. Screw on head again. This is Sandman. Love it. I have a statue of that was designed after Mignola's design of Batman for the Batman Black and White graphic novel or a series where they hired different artists to do their take on Batman in a black and white format, and he did the cover of their first issue. Was it the first issue? Or he did a pinup in it? Whatever. And then they made a statue off of that. I can't remember if I ever showed that on stream, that statue. This is crazy good. Oh, this is cool. This is from Riddler. A variant cover for the Riddler. See, look at how that, like, the shadow of the bat here, a bat, and then the negative cutout of the bat there. It's awesome. I love his Batman. Super cool. And yeah, he loves horror. He loves mystery. So all those kind. Oh, look at Look at that Rocketeer, his version of the Rocketeer. That's so cool. I'd love to see him do a Rocketeer book. Very cool. His Hellboy is always... I don't think I've ever seen him draw Hellboy in a way that I didn't like. And he's gone through different versions. His design has evolved, but it's always cool. Here's some penciled images from 2020. These are cool. I remember on social media too, he's posting these weird things of like turnips. I don't know. It's so cool. It's got such a unique vision. Yeah, his black and white work it's hard to beat. There he is. Mike Mignola. He's originally from up here. Yeah, Berkeley, California. And I know he went to school up here, the California College of Arts and Crafts, but he has since moved to LA, I think just because he's uber rich and in the middle of Hollywood with all the stuff that Hellboy is like, that's his golden ticket. And he has, how many different Hellboy movies are there? And it's just because people love the character, love the stories, and he's been able to benefit from that. Super cool. Hell, Ink, and Water, The Art of Mike Mignola. That was my unboxing. Sorry, I just put some ice in my mouth and I realized that's not great for streaming. Let's see. My brother just visited Midtown Comics in New York City. Oh, yeah, it's a great store. I've been there before. Really good. If I ever go to New York soon, or like more recently, present day, where are my words? If I ever visit New York now, I would definitely want to film in there because that's one of those benchmark comic book stores in the country. Cranberry Langer says he likes Screwhead. It's a very bad idea making coffee this late, right? There's some people where coffee does not affect them, Comrade Sammy. I'm rarely would coffee affect me. It might affect me like if I wake up in the middle of the night, but I can usually fall asleep wherever. Atlantis was great. Yeah, there was problems with that movie, but there were some cool things they were trying to do, and I really respect the idea of trying to design a movie off of Mignola's designs. Like that, like it looks great in a comic book, looks great in a painting, but trying to animate this stuff is not the easiest because it's so flat, it's so 2D, and to try and rotate that in space, they came up with some cool stuff in Atlantis, and they modified it to work for animation, but there's some things that work, some things that didn't. There's some story issues in there, in my opinion, but you can feel Mignola's touch on that movie, which is really cool. There he is, John.
He goes, "What's your name?" He goes, "John."
So John, I don't know if you voted in the poll. Please do. It looks like we are, let me refresh. Looks like we are 50-50. Real tree or fake tree? We're talking about Christmas trees here, John. So please vote and tip that scale. I want a definitive, I'll keep it going until I get a definitive answer of real or fake tree. So, but we are split right now down the middle. Started without me? Start over, Rocky. All right. Just kidding. I'm out of milk, but I do heavy cream. That's good. John's here, everybody. John, how you doing? Did I? Oh yeah, I pressed the button. See, I'm operating slow here. Press the button. Mike Mignola is from California. I wouldn't have guessed that. Yes, Northern California, of all places he is. So is Eric Larson, creator of Savage Dragon. So is Arthur Adams, I think is from Northern California. And those guys all kind of, grew up or like rose in the ranks of in their comic book careers together. There's another guy. I can show his stuff really quick. How am I doing on time? I'm doing all right. All right. I don't know what an occasion would be that I would ever go through this guy's stuff. There's an artist by the name of Steve Purcell, and I have this book. He created Sam and Max. I don't know if you guys know Sam and Max. It's an awesome property. Steve Purcell was an animator, designer, story guy at Lucasfilm. And so he kind of went the animation route, but he also did comics, and Sam and Max was his biggest thing. And he still owned the rights to Sam and Max, I believe. And it kind of had this cult following. But Steve Purcell also, he signed it. It's like a numbered edition. Steve Purcell also is good friends with Mignola. And there's this company called Telltale Games that got the rights to do Sam and Max for like video games, stuff like that. But it's really cool, super fun. And Purcell's a great artist himself. He does paintings. I've seen paintings he did for some Lucasfilm projects. I think he worked on, I want to say he worked on, what was that pirate one? No, I'm blanking. I thought he worked on Grim Fandango as well, but there was a pirate one that was really popular that Lucas Games did. Anywho, Steve Purcell ended up at Pixar. I don't know if he's still at Pixar, but I did get to meet him one time. Really nice guy. So yeah, he also was in that like Bay Area pool of talent of comic book guys, and I believe he's a good friend of Mignola's. But his work looks totally different, but look how great it is. Great comic stuff. A little bit more cartoony, but fun stuff. And the story of Sam and Max is kind of like a film noir, like buddy film kind of thing. It's like kind of the dopey, it's like a Mutt and Jeff relationship a little bit. It's fun. I know there's been toys made. Like I said, video games. I'm sure at one time they were developing a feature film or a TV series. I have no idea what the status is now of Sam and Max. And I don't know if Steve Purcell is doing any more comics of Sam and Max. As far as I know, he's still working in feature animation, though. And I believe when I met him, it was at some like company party or something. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was Steve Purcell. Like he was telling me at the time I was directing this project. It was a film noir project. And look at this color work. He's great. He's a great painter. Steve Purcell is. So it's nice to see this colored work in comics. But I was working on this miniseries that I created, wrote, and see, here's this pirate stuff. I'm pretty sure he worked on this pirate. What was the name of that pirate game? Somebody in the chat knows. Cranberry Landers knows Sam and Max. I do know. I do appreciate Sam and Max. What is the name of that? What is the name of that? I'm going to look it up. Anyway, look at this, how great these colored work of Steve Purcell. This is 1994. Whew, that makes me feel old. Oh, finished the story. Met him at a party, and he came up to me, and he was like, oh, I really like the show you're working on. It was called Joe Paradise. He's like, I really like the show you work on. I was like, thank you. He's like, and my wife really likes it too. She's a huge fan. And I was like, oh, really? And I guess she used to work for the CIA. I hope I'm getting my story right. I get, because the show that I had created was a lot about like conspiracy theories and mystery and all that kind of stuff, like paranoia, film noir paranoia. And so she really tapped into like the things that I was writing, the jokes I was writing in that. So it was cool. It was really cool to meet him and for him to tell me that. I was totally in awe. Mark's music obsession says pole tie is broken. It is up 57% fake tree. That's one vote over. I guess that was John. I want a definitive win though. I'm going to keep it open, but it looks like fake tree is winning a little bit. Here we go. Art and Times of Jay Ryan. What's up, dude?
It's actually a really good sculpt.
Sam and Max games are great. I've never played them. I think they're more like... Is it like... Are you running around with Sam and Max, like the characters? Or I thought it was more of just like a... Not a word game, but like a story game. I've never tried them. But yeah, I heard they were good. I really heard they were good. I'd share the Ali refunded Sam and Max stream. I don't know what that is. Guybrush Threepwood is the main character. Oh, cool. Too many former intelligence officers in the media. It makes for good stories. It really does. They were gone by the time you asked. Oh, wait. We're talking about something else. Anyway, Art and Times Jay Ryan, if you have not voted, there is a poll going on in the chat. Real tree or fake tree for Christmas? What do you vote? And I guess the question is, what do you prefer? I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Real tree or fake tree is actually, it's not a question. You might just vote for it. Not because you like it, but you appreciate it. I don't know. Oh, 8 votes, 62% for fake tree. Okay, fake tree's kind of pulling it out. Yes, they are point and click adventure games. Okay, cool. I haven't tried them. I believe it's Telltale though. So I can see that being really cool as a film noir kind of story. Rocky, I lurked for a bit, had already voted. I was the tie vote, it seems. Oh, okay. Got it, John. John doesn't want to be the deciding vote. He doesn't want to be the person to blame. He was already voting in there. I may or may not have been distracted playing The Sims. That's okay, Emo Trash. I am glad that you are here. Speaking of video games and playing them. Did you vote, Emo Trash? Were you the decider? Or did you push the poll over, Emo Trash? Art and Times of Jay Ryan says that I prefer real, but fake means less. There we go. That seems... You guys are all so practical. Not romantic about the beauty of the tree. You're like easy cleanup, and I am right there with you guys. I think if my wife and I didn't love the smell of the tree, and I know you can get that like fake smell that you spray, but if we weren't so in love with that of the tree and just the warmth that a real tree brings. However, I've seen some very convincing fake trees out there these days. Not like my plastic white tree growing up. So yeah, it's a possibility. But then you got to store the fake tree. We don't have attic space. So it's better to just kind of toss it. You use that crappy compostable tree bag that never works. And then you're ending up sweeping for the rest of the January. Fake trees you can use over and over as well, so it's cheaper. It is arguably better for the environment if you keep using it as opposed to constantly cutting a tree. All good arguments. Real tree haters in the chat. I see how it is. Every year, someone dies for a real Christmas tree fire. Joy. Oh my gosh. Who's Joy? Or is that, you mean just Joy dies? Or is that a person? I hope it's not a person. Awesome one. I did also find a mod to add drugs to the game. To Sims? So we see how, okay. All right. Okay, guys, here is my today's comics pickup. Get ready. Be blinded by the chromium cover. Look at all the smudges and smears. I knew that this was such a stupid indulgent buy. Well, first of all, I knew that I wanted this. This is the Absolute Batman #1 Noir edition. When they announced that they were doing a Noir edition, which is pretty much a artist edition, except, well, not as cool as an artist edition, but black and white edition of this book, I was like, I am so in on that. And then they also announced that they had a variant foil cover. I was like, I'm kind of in on that. So that's what I got. This is the regular cover, black and white, Noir edition. But look at that foil cover. Amazing. But look at all the fingerprints. Not so amazing. I'm a sucker. Special. But here it is, the Noir edition. You guys know from my closer look video how much I loved this first issue of Absolute Batman. Nick Dragotta's art had a lot to do with it. And it is really fun to see his art strictly black and white. What I do appreciate, and I actually pulled out the original issue just so we can compare, do quick comparisons. What I do appreciate on this black and white Noir edition is it seems like these are scans off of the original art and they didn't clean it up. Some of the Noir editions that I've gotten in the past, or black and white editions of particular books, they just print the black and white art, line art, but it's all cleaned up and, perfectly contrasted black and white. This one, it's like there's a gray to the page, and then if you look closely, there are like smudges, and you can see some whiteout. Like, look at this. Like, you can see the like smudges from his hand, similar to the smudges on my master study from yesterday. But the smudges from this, and you can see, I don't know if you guys can see on stream, but you can see like the streaks from the black and white strokes, the paintbrush strokes, which is awesome. I love it. So yeah, this is that I so appreciate that, and I thought it would be worth it just to compare some pages between what was printed for the first issue and this black and white issue, and you can see how much color work added to the art, like what the colorist did in this. So like no clouds here at all, didn't indicate any clouds, and the colorist just took it upon themselves, or maybe talked with Nick Dragotta about it, but painted in colored clouds, which look great, adds to the mood. Let me just double check on the color. The name of the colorist is Frank Martin. So yeah, Frank Martin, added a lot here already in this opening page. I'm going to hide my head because it's covering some of this stuff. Who needs to see my head? There we go. Okay. So really cool just to see the comparison between the colored work and the black and white work. And you just appreciate what the colorist is doing here. Sometimes colorists, they're not as sexy of a job as, I'm the penciler, I'm on the inker of a book. But if you get the right colorist, they can add so much to a scene, or the mood of a scene, or the feeling of the scene. Take, for example, this is cool. Like the white paint here he did to create. It's not the best. But you can see the white paint here that he did to like white out or bleed out of some of these bricks here. And then in the color version, you can't see the white paint, but you can see how he did that with the lighting as well. Like, see the, I'm zoomed in a little bit tight. The reflections of the buildings in this motorcycle helmet are here. And in the colored version, it's a little bit more subtle, and he kind of adds this shine. So I always love comparing the two. This different feel, right? Like this bright red hit on this, the coloring on this panel is awesome. It's like crime wave, you know. Here you don't feel it as much in this panel, so that you know, without the colorist, wouldn't make such an impact. All the little like subtle lighting details he did in this cityscape here give it such a mood, like a nighttime mood, and you feel the light, the night lights. Here you get it, but you know, not as moody as the colored. This panel, oh, I'm sure this panel's amazing. I love this panel in particular. The coloring on these two panels in this part. Here, you get what he's doing. You get the reference somewhat to 2001, but he took it over the top. Frank Martin took it over the top here. So kind of cool. And I'm sure he was communicating all the whiles to Nick Dragotta, making sure he didn't overstep his bounds. This red lighting coming from the laptop screen is such a bold choice, and how it like affects the coloring on Alfred here. Here you don't see it. I mean, you know, lighting's coming from the screen, but it's like stark lighting. You know, it's not affecting him. All this stuff, I had mentioned this in my closer look video. The colors chosen for here, really impactful. You don't get it here, right? It's very cool. But there is something to a black and white book. So like this page in particular is one that you're like, okay, this is an original scan from his artwork. It's not a cleaned up black and white image, because like there's so much smudges here, so much bleeding over. The white paint here, correction on the lighting. It's cool. Look at the comparison. Well, maybe not zoomed in so much. The comparison between these guys and how the colorist added, like, sculpted out some of the face there, the flesh tones there, the lighting on the cheekbone. And here it's a lot more ink, like, you know, it's cool. I like both of them. I really do like both of them. If I had to choose one, I can only have one version of this comic, I'd pick the black and white version because I'm a sucker for that. But the colorist version is really cool. Here's neat. It looks like there's like a paste up here, so you can see kind of the raised panel he must have cut out from another page. Maybe he did a correction. Like, I love this on the black and white, like this strong, like, brush stroke of the shadow. Like, you know, just this bend that you follow on his body, like, kind of leads you here to this panel. It's like circle motion, your eyes going in this circle motion. It's a little different here, right? You don't get that so much because it's kind of pushed back with the color. And then all this stuff with the flashback and how he faded out the colors here, you don't get that in the black and white version. Okay, let's see. What are you guys talking about? Rocky is embarrassed and hiding his head in shame. Maybe. My head's just too big. It blocks the frame. That bat boy is thick as usual. Thick man. Come on, guys. Cake man. Yes. Some more pages from the black and white. It's great. It's nice to see. Like, you can tell that this is digital lettering added in. It looks digital. It's super clean, and the white behind the white behind the letters is like pure white, and then you can see like the page white here from the scan. So you can tell this is digital lettering, but this is not. This was like hand lettered in. So I'm assuming Nick Dragotta did this hand lettering himself as opposed to the letterer. You wouldn't be able to know unless you saw this black and white. Now this is pretty funny. I flipped through this black and white book before stream just to kind of look through it. And this is something I totally didn't pick up at all from the colored version. So in the colored version, you see this weird kid floating and all this stuff going on, like kind of the sound effects, this, I don't know, this humming and, no, it's not humming. It's the DJ music that, which is pretty funny that it's NNSSST is the, so it's like a, DJ, because he's right here DJing. But I never noticed one of the characters here swimming underwater before, because her color is so pushed back. I just focused on this, the head here and the head here, and I never picked up that she was there. But look how like clear it is that she's there. Your eye kind of follows that a lot more clearer here. And then it makes sense, like, oh, here she is coming out of the pool. Like, I didn't pick up on that. I knew she came out of the pool here, but I totally lost track of her here in the colored version over here. So that's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. This is a great page to compare. This one right here. This is one of my favorite pages in this issue. And it just had so much mood and like pacing and setup. And it's kind of cool to see it in black and white. There are no clouds whatsoever. So he must have said, hey, Frank, paint in painterly clouds in the background. But there's something about it being in like stark black and white, no clouds at all. Something cool about that. I like both of them. But I really love that black and white version. Oh yeah, this is kind of cool. He did a paste up on this head here that you can see from the scan. Right there, like must have drawn another, like a correction head and pasted it up here. I think this is even like the tape right there, tape. I love that. Love seeing the process. Interesting to see how the black and white version, like whether these are curtains or whatever, his indication of curtains with this ink lines in the back, how it's dialed down. They pushed it back with the coloring, made it more almost like paint strokes. It's kind of cool. I love the stark black and white lines, so it's interesting how it feels different when it's pushed back there. And then on the bang, it's reversed out here in the colored version. So interesting choice to do white type on light explosion. You can see what the colorist added here. Like he did just these like action lines or shock lines here, but the colorist really painted them in here. There's something about how with black and white line art, like when you can't bucket fill or make these self-color lines, meaning they're not black and white, they're kind of colored according to the background colors. You make the lines around the letters and the lines around the effects, the gunfire, self-color lines, which is cool. It looks great. It kind of glows. But there's something about, for me, seeing it really stark in this black and white. I love that. I love, love, love the lighting on this. And then you don't get any of that here. I love it here. It's really nice. Nicely done. Yeah, there's something about seeing the lettering all in white, punched out in white, and here they colored it this like orange or reddish color, which is cool, but I love just seeing how stark this stuff is in black and white. That's such a cool page. That's a cool page too. Both of them are equally cool. Yeah, I love this. I love it. I don't think they're doing a Noir edition for all issues. I wish they are. They would. I don't think they are though. But I surprisingly, usually any kind of Noir edition of a book is not a hot seller. Like not many people are willing to put down a lot of money to buy the same exact book, but black and white. But I'm one of those people. So anytime I see the option, I'll always get it. But the interesting thing when I went to the store today is there was a lot more of copies of this Noir edition than I thought there would be. Like usually it's like a special order and you're the only one who get it. You get it in your box. But I was amazed to see on the rack a lot of copies of this Noir edition. Not the foil one, mind you. That was just for me. That's where the crazy line is drawn. But I did see the standard Noir edition. There was quite a few, at least in the comic book store I went. It was cool. I'd argue this black and white of this panel has a lot more impact than the colored. The colored one looks great, but there's a lot more impact here. Batman stands out a lot more. The steps like lead your eye to here. I know why he did this, why he colored it this way, and I love it, but it arguably breaks up the flow a lot more than the black and white does. Pretty cool. Let's see. What are you guys saying in the chat? Cold hands. People have cold hands, cold bones. What's going? Like the coloring on Alfred. Cranberry Langer says. Good coloring. People are cold. Turn on the heat. Oh my gosh, you guys are really cold. Colorized version seems to be a series of individual separate images, a vignette. Fancy. I did look before. Let's hope the chat ninja can fight off any coyotes that may attack if I do decide to do that. Or wolves, Comrade Sammy, right? Wolves. That Batman in the Wind looks great. Yeah. Love it. On Batman. Cakes for sure. On Batman. Oh my God, you guys are really cold. I think it reads better in black and white, but I really like the colors. Yeah. I mean, like, let's look at this page. There's a lot going on in this page in the black and white. And I kind of love how in the colored version, they break it up a little bit with these red moments or red silhouetted moments. So yeah, I can't argue it. It's not like I like one version over the other. I think they both bring something different to the table. But if I did have to pick one, I would pick the black and white version just because I'm a sucker for black and white art. This is a lot more impactful, I'd argue. The starkness of these steps really make Batman pop out in front of him. Here, he pops, but it's way more dramatic in the black and white, way more contrast in the black and white. But this is cool. I mean, this inverse, this red background is really cool. So can't argue that. You get a lot from that just being all red in the background. Still a weak silhouette in my opinion. I had commented that on the closer look video. Could have been better silhouette that you got. It was his other hand holding the stump of the chopped off hand in that one. Out of my way. Very cool. Let me see. Let me find some other pages that... This is cool. This one kind of gives me like... Yeah, this is cool. I think I like this black and white spread. But this double page spread better than the color version. The color version's cool, but the black and white almost reads like it's like a puzzle. This is giving me like Batman Year One vibes. Very cool. Like there's something about the blams that really tie it all together for me. In this page, like is one page, one image, it almost feels like. And this one, it's a little bit more broken up because of the colors. It's still good though. I like the coloring on this, on these like iconic frames here. It's cool, but I think I like the coloring version of that better. This is interesting. Again, here's the clouds. Up here, you get the height of the city. Here, if you saw this, you might not really know what you're looking at in that black and white version. Probably could have done some indications of clouds. And maybe he didn't because he knew the colorist would take care of it. So he didn't even bother on the black and white art. That's awesome. I love this pose. Here we go. This is a good one to compare. This spread, black and white, over this spread with the moon. That's a tough one. I think I like the black and white version. I mean, I love the big moon. That's so cool. I love the scratchy moon lines. I do feel like it could have used like a million more shards of glass though. Like just went all Stephen Platt and just like glassed it up. Is that a term? Platted all over it. And here's the Joker. The Joker reveal page. Anyway, cool stuff. Weird thing I noticed, this is totally random. This is the one color page in this book, this ad for the toys. But then all the other stuff, all these other ads are in black and white. So I don't know why that one page was colored. Really random. And the cover obviously, but it's random. There you go. If you enjoyed this book, this issue, recommend picking up the Noir edition. I don't know if they're going to do more Noir editions. I hope they do, and I will buy every single one of them. And then what they should do is compile this in a graphic novel, and then compile the Noir edition in a graphic novel, and then charge so much money. That's what they should do. So that came in. Coyotes. We went from coy wolf. Coyote wolf? Is that coyote wolf? My goodness. I got you, Comrade Sammy. I got you. No problem at all. It's 40 degrees outside here. Haven't been bothered to look at the thermostat, nor have I been bothered yet enough to go grab my hoodie. I would pick the black and white. I think I get the artist's intention better with the black and white. Fair enough. Yeah, I do feel like it's like pure Nick Dragotta in there. Kind of controls a lot of the directionality and the storytelling in that more in the black and white. I wouldn't put up the normal one, though, if I picked it up off the shelf. You wouldn't pick up the normal one? Batman becomes a porcupine? They have not explained that yet. Maybe we'll find out. Good segue in this issue. Batman, Absolute Batman issue 2 came out today, ladies and gents. I have not flipped through this one, so I did not cheat on this one. But here we go. It came out same week that they released the Absolute Noir edition. So they're just hitting you 1-2 punch. All reports are Batman, Absolute Batman #1 has done great for DC, and people are super excited about it. So I think they're just pouring in a lot more into it, or into these releases. It is by far the biggest stack of books on the shelf whenever I go on a weekly basis. So it looks like even retailers are anticipating that a lot of people are into it, buying it, etc., etc. I guess they're explaining more his armor, kind of things that he's doing. Thick Batman to the rescue. They're just playing it up here. Thick boy Batman. Wow, that's cool. That's reminiscent of the movies, or the movie poster, at least the Christopher Nolan poster. I did read an article or an interview with Scott Snyder, the writer, about Absolute Batman, and what was he saying? He wanted the initials to be Batman AF, but they put that into the writing. Silly. It's cool. Very cool. Very moody. Looks like Bruce Wayne is playing poker with his friends, who are either going to become his arch nemesis, his villains, or maybe they'll take the story in a different way. But it looks like we got Oswald Penguin here. This is Killer Croc. I bet you this is Harvey Dent, maybe. Two-Face. Wow, Dragotta's just cramming in the panels. Here we go. Thicker. More thick. Thick. And here it goes. This was a lot of people were talking about. Here is the Batmobile for this world. If this doesn't match up with thick Batman, I don't know what does. I love it. I think it's crazy, but I love it. I have a car hidden out back unless you have one. You're standing in it. That's ridiculous. Aha. Catwoman. Wow, this is really faded out. I wonder why they did that. They didn't keep the blacks black. They kind of pushed them back. Faded it out. Selena Kyle in a hoodie. Hopefully her design is more than just that. Pretty cool. Looks like it's gonna be a good read. Absolute Batman #2. What do you guys think? Porcupine loves danger. dangerous but worth it. Prefer the colorized last spread more on issue 1. Gotcha. Mark's Music Obsession says, I'm missing art share on Bancroft's channel, but I'm loyal. Thank you, Mark. I hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, I will end probably before Bancroft ends, so you probably get to catch some of it. But yeah, I think Bancroft's schedule is one of the most conflicting for whatever reason in my life, that I don't get to catch his live streams at all as much as I'd like to. I'm always just watching him in replay. Don't get to be there live. So probably because I'm streaming right now, or I've just finished a stream and I'm not on YouTube, or I know it's run before and like during my dinner times or whatever. So it kind of irks me a little bit. Not him, but the fact that I can't catch his streams when he streams. So go catch it, people. Go subscribe to Bancroft's channel, catch his art streams. He does a lot of cool stuff and reviews a lot of cool stuff on those streams. Koi wolf is a coyote wolf hybrid breed. All right. Oh my gosh. Temperature is so dramatically different between everybody in the chat. Speaking of colors, here's a video about professional color pencils and a woman who uses them to do photorealistic drawings. Thank you. Awesome one. Yes, I can't help but see the thickness. It's there. It's thick and it's proud. Well, looks like, I'm going to keep this open, but it looks like Fake Tree is going to win it. We're at 62% for Fake Tree, 38% for Real Tree. Go figure. Awesome One says, such a dumb vehicle. I don't think you're a fan. Awesome One doesn't sound like you're a fan of Absolute Batman. Are they recreating the sequence where Batman goes undercover as Killer Croc at that villain poker game? Oh, I don't think so. That is one of the most brilliant Batman the Animated Series episodes ever. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant episode. The writing, the boarding, everything, the acting, the designs are brilliant in that. But I think maybe they're just kind of referencing it, but not recreating it. Yes, an homage, probably. Is that barbecue fatback? Here's Bancroft's channel. Thank you, Awesome One. Bancroft is an hour early for this one versus normal time. I'm enjoying you. Okay, Awesome One. Here's another book that I was very excited came out today. I didn't actually know it was coming out today, but I've been anticipating it a lot. It's the new G.I. Joe series they're starting, written by the same team that did Duke. Written and illustrated by the same team that did Duke. So I really loved Duke. Between Duke, Cobra Commander, Destro, which I did not pick up, Scarlet, and Cobra Commander, Duke. I think that was all of them, right? Duke was by far my favorite book. And so hearing that team, because Duke finished, it was a 5-issue series, hearing that team was going to be doing the G.I. Joe series got me so excited. Love this cover. Tom Riley is a great artist, and Jordi Belair is a colorist. Great colorist. Talked about her a number of times on stream. She colored a lot of Declan Shalvey's work. And so, so the fact that it's the same team was great. Look at this wraparound cover. Love the Cobra side and the G.I. Joe side. It's awesome. So yeah, this is issue 1 coming out here. Jordi Belair is so like painterly with her stuff. Here we go, Yo Joe. So it picks up on where I believe Duke left off. So like Baroness is helping him out right now. Here's Scarlet and the rest of the team here. They're doing this kind of interesting coloring technique, which feels like you can see like the dot printing process, and then the colors like almost like they shift the layers of the colors, not like not exactly like if you're looking with 3D glasses, but there's like some sort of offset coloring going on, which is really cool, really interesting. Gives it a nostalgic feel. I love Tom Riley's art. I love his designs of these characters. Very appealing. His Destro is great. Here's Cobra Commander. So yeah, they're tying it all together into this G.I. Joe book. And don't forget, it's also connected to the Transformers universe. So curious, that's great. Classic Cobra Commander outfit. Wow, these are bold colors. Yeah, we'll see if they just went they went straight up purple and yellow complementary. I'd love to see this in black and white. Super cool. Yeah, I'm curious to see where this story goes. It just feels very fun. Duke was really fun. I feel like Scarlet, Cobra Commander was cool. It was good. But Duke just kind of nailed the feel and the writing, specifically the writing and the art. Nailed it for me as far as I'm remembering the G.I. Joe cartoon, the toys and all that, just capturing that feeling, but making it cool and like modern. It's great. Ooh, nice colors. Here comes the bats. Whoop. Somebody just got shot to pieces. What's his name? What is it Clutch? Or Rock and Roll? I think it's Rock and Roll. Just got shot to pieces. Zap, 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 zap. That's kind of weak. We need like exclamation marks or a different font. Zap, 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 zap. But this is cool. This is funny. I'm with Team Joe. I'm with Team Cobra. Interesting. That's like Twilight. I'm with Team whatever the two Twilight guys, the like wolf guy or the vampire guy. Cool. There we go. Yo, Joe. Great cover on the G.I. Joe book. Yes. Didn't G.I. Joe IP owners yank the contract from the production house which was doing it recently? I don't know. I didn't hear that. So Skybound is the one that is doing this revamp of G.I. Joe tied to Transformers. And that's Robert Kirkman's company. Robert Kirkman is the guy who did Walking Dead. And so it's like, and it's like the Energon universe is what they call it. So yeah, I don't think they yanked it from Hasbro. Not that I know of. Great first 2-page spread. Cranberry's into it. Yep. I feel like for this, I wish Duke was a little bit more like in our face. I love the poses on all these guys. I love the coloring, but like I feel like he was more in the foreground in that. But it's great. Great art. Riley's great. Art looks amazing so far. They didn't like the patriarchy of men being heroes. Well, I feel like G.I. Joe had a great, even back in the 80s, had a great mix of like men and women being cool and being tough, patriotic. I'll do a quick flip through this. I actually finished reading issue 1 this morning. Holy cannoli. We are at 5:22. I gotta go soon, guys. I really liked issue 1, so I picked up. I knew this one was coming out this week, and but I hadn't read it yet. So I was like, I gotta read it this morning before I go to the store, or else I won't know if I want to pick up issue 2. But I really liked it. The writing was great. It's kind of kooky why they are in the He-Man universe, why the turtles are in the He-Man universe. It's kind of a silly story, but they're tying in all this TMNT lore and bringing it into here. So like these guys are from the original TMNT series, this world that they're in. And this girl is from the original TMNT series. But they're using her like time traveling powers to connect the two worlds. And it's kind of cool. It was kind of fun. And the artwork's great. It reminds me a little bit of Joe Madureira's artwork from Battle Chasers. And he got to start drawing on X-Men. Kind of video gamey concept art. But they, similar to why Transformers gets me and G.I. Joe gets me, is they are true to the original He-Man designs, like the toy designs, but they make them cooler. And yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't know who these characters are. They must be from way later in the He-Man world than after I was done reading it or done playing with the toys. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with the first issue. So I was like, all right, I'll pick up the second issue. And the other cool thing that they do in the second issue, in this book is, oh, nice. They're introducing Casey. They don't pull any punches. There's some kind of dark stuff that happens in this story. But, oh, the cool thing that they did in the first issue that they do in this issue is they do these little, like, concepts. They show concepts at the end, which I liked. Like Michelangelo with the crazy He-Man hair is so goofy, but it's kind of funny, and it kind of goes with the 80s character of Michelangelo. Like he would be kind of silly in the midst of this high adventure. But yeah, these cool designs from the artist Freddie Williams. Love this. It's neat. I don't know how many issues it's going to be, but it's kind of fun. Fun read. So I'm still in on that. Still in on Turtles of Grayskull. Silly book. Okay, last book I'll look at, and then I'm going to call it, is the Uncanny X-Men number 5. New one came out. This series has been remarkably good. I like it. I like the story. They introduced new characters, and I was a bit iffy on some of those new characters, but they're kind of integrating them pretty well in there, and they're focusing on the characters we know and love. So it's pretty cool. The villain in this one, this gal, what's her name? I forgot what her name is. Gaunt. She's kind of this new character, and she's tied to Professor X and Professor X's history. So that's kind of cool. She's kind of a horror character. So yeah, like this kind of stuff, that's not what you would normally see in an X book, but pretty fun. It's cool. It's got its own flavor to it, its own feel to it. But I've enjoyed it. It's a double page tribute to John Cassidy. So sad. This guy was awesome. So yeah, the horror vibe in this is pretty apparent, which is neat. we go. So yeah, I've kept up with it. The same team has held on to it. Writing, Gail Simone, art, David Marquez, and I believe the colorist is Russ Wilson. So it's cool. It's cool that it's an ongoing thing and we're keeping up. I have kind of fallen off on the other X-Men book. Wow, that's a cool cover. Man, they just got J. Scott Campbell to do a Magic series, man. J. Scott Campbell, that would be money in the bank, because that is awesome. But I don't think he's doing it. He's just doing a cover. Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, X-Men number 5. I also did get Transformers. I won't go over that. Jason Howard, I think he's only doing a 2-issue run on this. It's good. It's not as good as Jorge Corona. Definitely not as good as Daniel Warren Johnson. But it's cool. There's still cool stuff. And I think this 2-issue series is focused on Starscream. That's cool. This looks better than the first issue that he worked on. Okay, I will flip through it. I lied. That's cool. Huh, just disproved myself. I believe that this is the last issue he's working on and that Jorge Corona is going to come back, and we'll see it. But I'm going to tell my buddy Lang, who said he didn't like Jason Howard's art on this, I'm going to tell him this issue is pretty good. Yeah, here he goes. Jorge Corona is coming back on second issue. Coming back after this issue, issue 15. Yeah, I fell off on Void Rivals, kind of meandered for me. These are done. Transformers, the only one I'm keeping up with. There you go. There is my haul. Let me catch up with you guys, and then we'll see where we go. I told you it was going to be a little bit of a short one today. Don't blame me, blame Batman. He's the one running around with all that cake. Cake is a lie. They refused to keep Snake Eyes white in the movie. That's right. They made him Asian. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It wasn't that good. Those movies weren't that good. Thank you. Team Edward, Team Jacob. Wow, you came up with that pretty quick. Pretty quick, emo trash. Which one were you? I'm Team G.I. Joe, I think. I do like all the Cobra characters. I mean, the tendency to like the villains better is strong. But I will say this, the way that they are writing the G.I. Joe characters makes me be like, yeah, I'm with Joes. I'm with the Joes. Only blacks and Japanese can be ninjas. Sorry, Sammy, if that's not you. Now I feel sad for Sammy. Sorry, I was never a little girl, so don't know about How did you know I was talking about Twilight, John? Team Glittery Vampire Pass. Yep, Team cool gimmick on the back with a Team Joe, Team Cobra. Yeah. At least that's actually the cover A, that G.I. Joe, and so that's the standard one everybody gets. I'm glad they didn't gimmick that one to death and make you have to buy 2 covers or whatever. I never watched or read any of the Twilight. I hate it with a passion. Yeah, that wasn't for me. Definitely, I was not the demographic for that. I do not understand the women that salivate over that trash. You know what? I understand it. I do get it, but I don't like it. But I do understand it. I understand with those stories in particular why. It's because you have a forever boyfriend and you have 2 handsome guys fighting over you, and one is a little darker than the other. One never ages, is always perfect, always beautiful. What's not to like, right? What's not to like? What is a woman? A miserable pile of secrets. That's what Art and Chimes of Jay Ryan says. Yes, the Triceratons. Triceratons. That's right. And wow, Emo Trash. Emo Trash coming in with the TMNT back knowledge. That's right. All those characters are in there. And it's cool. I love that they did that, because when I first picked up the book, I was like, how are they going to tie these two worlds together? So it's cool to see them introduce them. Let's see. He-Man, the cartoon, was made for the sole purpose of selling figures. It was. And I bought all of them. And it worked on me. I loved it. Casey, yep, he's in the end. Emo Trash, I think I found you your book. You gotta pick it up, or I can do a reading stream where I just read it to you if you don't want to pick it up. But it's good. It's fun. It's really fun. I think they captured the voices well, the voice of the characters well in the book, and the art's fun. So yeah, I'm curious to see where they take the story. Basically, at the end of the first one, they start fighting, right? The like good guys versus the bad guys, and out of nowhere, He-Man comes, and he's well, it's not He-Man, it's actually Prince Adam comes, and he's an evil He-Man form, so like the purple and orange hair, and he like decimates a lot of people, and so it throws off the like time continuum a little bit. So it's kind of cool. X-Horse was he just had a slight cameo. He was not there. He didn't have a huge part in this recent issue. X-Horse, the power to get women to comb your long that's kind of Twilight. Gaunt is like the women having a meltdown on yeah, there's some connection there. Definitely. Great art and colorization in these books. Yep. Did the horse just spontaneously combust? No. I think he burst into flames, but I don't know if that is the X-Horse, or I think that was another character. Hang on. I'll find out for you in a second. What is happening there? I don't know what's happening. I'll have to read it. But the horse was on flames. Oh. I think she's channeling the powers of Juggernaut, and there's an X-Men character named Ember. So that's where the flames come from. Yeah. It didn't burst into flames. But you did see that, right? J. Scott Campbell doing a magic series would be a pretty easy success. Yeah, so J. Scott Campbell, arguably one of the best female drawing comic artists, they are doing a artist edition of Danger Girl at Act 4 Publishing, the same company doing that Body Bags artist edition. That is going to destroy me when that comes out, because I'm very tempted to pick something like that up. But I do have a Danger Girl issue that's already like his black and white pencils, so we'll see. I don't want to see how much it comes out for, but that would be crazy good. What's up, Mr. Monkey Boy? How you doing?
How do you say monkey in French?
Sliding in at the end. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up here. A shorter stream today because I'm just limited in my time, but also, yeah, I mean, that's the main reason. Team No Side. That's what John says. Emo says they both suck. I knew you were talking Twilight because I said it. Did I? I thought I was like, I don't know what it is. It's like the vampire series. I don't know. Go back and watch. Girls Like Bad Boys. They do. They do. They both abused her. They kind of did. Yeah. Yeah, those movies were horrible. I've seen a couple of them. My wife was really into the series at one point. Not anymore. But she kind of caught the fever. And I was like, okay, I'll watch the movies with you. And I watched them. I'm like, these are so bad. Like the effects in them were bad. The acting was bad. It's really, really bad. Uh-oh. Just in time for the stream to end, Emo is losing it on Twilight. Bad boy. Did I find the Steranko stuff? I did. I mean, other than the page you shared, I haven't done a search on it yet, but I just mentioned at the beginning of the stream that was a super convincing argument to do Steranko, to do that actual page. So I have to think about it, because the only thing that would, one, I had some pages in mind of I thought I was going to do for my next master study, and two, it would be really daunting to do that page, considering you say it's your favorite page of all time comic history. That'd make me nervous. Here's Jay as a crow. We talked about that last stream. Awesome one. Thank you for the link. Combustion is fire, Rocky. So what I'm hearing is that the horse did spontaneously, I guess. I don't know. I got to read it. Oh, gosh. Other one. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Barbecue horse pass. She's probably... It's getting good now. 20 million. We found where it's due. Sorry, in love with my Frosty. I like Twilight 1. What's wrong with me? That's what's wrong. I got through the first half of the first Twilight movie and got so bored I never finished. Yeah. I mean, if you watch that last movie, I didn't like that character at all. Yeah, she was the worst actress. Sorry, Kristen Stewart. Really bad. I didn't like her. I think she was a better actress than what Twilight gave her. I'll say that. But if you watch that last movie, that was one of the ones I think I saw in the theater with my wife, the last Twilight movie. They went there, man. There were heads flying in that one and people dying, and that one made me go, oh, okay, we're doing this. And I had a little bit of respect for the movies after that, but just a little. Yeah, not great judge as a character. That's right. Yeah, it was bad. Really bad. I'm starting to write my own Twilight fan fiction, but with robots. What was the name? Wasn't the woman who... This is a horrible way to end the stream. Wasn't there a woman who wrote Twilight fan fiction? And then she ended up writing 50 Shades of Grey or something like that, right? Am I right on that one? Horrible way to end the stream. I'm not even going to talk about those movies or those books. Yeah. So, I mean, that's one way to get famous. That's one way to sell books. Twilight Transformers Gem. That's the name of the book Art and Times of Jay Ryan is working on. I will buy 50 copies, please. Okay. 50 Shades of Robots. Robots make everything better. So I will buy 50 copies of 50 Shades of Robots, Art and Times of Jay Ryan. You write it, I'll buy it, I promise. All right, you guys, thank you so much. That's why 50 seems similar to Twilight. Exactly. The person was just a fanfic writer. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks for joining me on this shorter-ish stream. Next stop will be another master study. I don't know if I'll be able to swing that this week. Maybe later this week. We'll see. If not, definitely next week. But hope you guys have a great Wednesday. Go check out, please hit the like and subscribe and all that jazz. Go check out Art and Times of Jay Ryan's channel. Go check out Michael Bancroft's channel if Mark's Music Obsession is already there. Go check out Sean's channel. Hopefully he'll be streaming a Pizza Live tomorrow. He does this Thursday night Pizza Live. All that good stuff. Anybody else's channel? Subscribe, like. Yada, yada, yada. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here. Take care.